Hello everyone, I hope you're well. I'm glad to see you for a new video where we'll look for a mouse hiding in the attic. So it's been several weeks now that I've been hearing this mouse running around everywhere. And given the noise it makes, it really makes you wonder if it's actually a mouse. To get rid of this mouse, I have to remove the old insulation, vacuum and clean everything, then install new insulation. I'll wear gloves for protection. A full suit, which I'll show you in a moment, to avoid getting itchy. But the most important thing is the mask. Inhaling fiberglass dust is a nightmare for your throat or lungs. So, if you have to work in an attic, always let someone know. Take a phone with you in case you feel unwell, and of course, bring a bottle of water to stay hydrated. Ideally, you should have someone with you when working in an attic or a crawl space. So first I'm going to remove the old glass wool, roll it up, tape it and take it down. Then I'll go get the new glass wool. It has a special feature. It doesn't attract pests. I'll talk more about that in a moment. Rodents love to take shelter in the wool when the cold starts to set in. That's why I'm not going to reuse the old glass wool. They've probably made tunnels in there and there are droppings everywhere. It's better to replace it rather than sort out what's good and what's not. I'll take the wool I removed to the waste disposal center where it gets recycled, but I have to put it in the general waste bin. In Blois, that's the only option, and I never understood why there's no special bin for it. Insulation. Whether it's craftsmen or individuals doing the work themselves, we should have a special insulation bin. We would put all the rock wool, all the glass wool in it. And the people who sort on the conveyor belts, this is plastic, this is polystyrene, this is rock wool or glass wool. They would save valuable time. Alright, you know what's coming. We're going to visit the attic and hunt for rodents. I'll see you at the end of the video. I have a rather unique pool project. I'll explain it to you in a bit. Alright, here we go. We're in the attic, in the area where the mouse sprints back and forth in the middle of the night, 3 a.m. in a fit of energy. I go up in my underwear and socks, walking on the joist, trying to find a poor mouse with a shovel. I try to lift everything, but I didn't find anything. So now the goal is to remove everything, to roll up the insulation, tape it, wrap it in stretch film, and take it out as a roll to avoid making a mess everywhere. We're going to try to find this mouse, but it's tricky since it's smarter than me. We'll definitely find some corpses and mouse droppings. Find some, but at least replace this insulation, because it needed to be replaced anyway. It's about 10 years old, it gets compressed over time, and I'm going to put in insulation that doesn't attract pests. We'll talk about it again later, so I brought some lighting. On both sides I could go further, but I need to move the spotlights to do the other part. For now, this is the area I'm interested in, but you can imagine it's exactly the same thing. It's very repetitive, that's why I'm going to show you this part in time-lapse, because removing insulation, watching me do it, there's nothing special about it, and putting the insulation back, there's nothing special about that either. You just have to unroll it, place it properly, and that's it. An important thing, I removed the covers from the spotlights from underneath, because if I leave the holes with the spotlights hanging down, all the insulation dust will fall into the room below. So, you remove the spotlight, take off the cover, put the spotlight back, and when I've installed the new insulation, I'll put the cover back on. So here, I've set up a work area with some boards that I laid on the floor, like this, so I can move around and not fall through the ceiling. Vacuum cleaner, plastic wrap, tape, and the shovel I used the other night. We're going to roll up the fiberglass, bring it here, plastic wrap, tape, and then take everything out. I'm not making this up. It's summer, it's hot, it's a heat wave. Well, it's the perfect time to talk about insulation, so let's talk about insulation. That's good. I have some fiberglass to replace once we're done with the rodent hunt. We often associate insulation with winter because it keeps heat inside without needing to turn radiators up high. But in summer, if you're suffering from heat inside your home, it's actually because of poor insulation. A few months ago, I told you about the organization Helio for your insulation projects. So, for those who don't know, Helio is the specialist in energy savings. They support the projects of all French people who want to lower their energy bills. Financial assistance, technical visit, and a qualified reconnu garant de l'environnement craftsman. Be careful, it's essential to use a reconnu garant de l'environnement certified craftsman to benefit from the assistance. So, to avoid getting too hot, overusing the fan or air conditioning, and therefore to reduce your electricity bill, the best solution is still thermal insulation. This provides real comfort and helps keep your home cool by protecting it from the outside heat. Insulation can be installed in the roof, attics, interior walls, exterior walls, lower floors, and windows. 30% of heat loss occurs through the roof and 25% through the walls, and on top of that, the advantage of redoing the insulation is that it increases the value of your home. Various forms of assistance can help cover your energy-related costs, but you must meet specific criteria to qualify for grants and subsidies. Renovation actions. Consider the characteristics of your home and your income level. Among the simplest and most attractive forms of assistance to obtain for financing insulation and heating work are the Energy Bonus and the Ma Prime Renov Grant. These two programs are supported by the government as part of the energy transition. Whether you are an individual or a professional, Helio will be by your side. To avoid being cold in the winter and hot in the summer, and to reduce your energy bills, you will find in the description all the links for individuals and professionals. Now that we've covered everything, we can get ready. In combat gear, don't forget the mask. Very important. The gloves, we remove the wool, we go hunting for rodents, and then we put the insulation back in. And who's here in boxers and socks about to show you the perfect job outfit? Well, that's me. Look at this. Isn't it great? Boxers and socks. You have to put yourself out there with the right outfit. You'll find the link in the description. It's Tyvek. Nothing gets through it. I recommend wearing a long sleeve t-shirt because inside this, it doesn't breathe at all. So you need at least one layer between your skin and this protective suit. Otherwise, it will stick to you, make you sweat and feel uncomfortable. The mask, same thing. You take the mask. This is a good mask. It's an filtering face piece, 2 filtering face piece. 2 is perfectly suitable. Pinch it well at the nose, put both elastic bands on. You know how it works. For the past 2 or 3 years, we've used them enough. We know how it works. So the little outfit, category 3, let me show you again. So we open it up. We're doing this live right now. So the outfit, this is how it looks. It has a hood, but I won't necessarily put the hood on. Alright, so we put it on. I recommend boxers, but if you prefer pants, wear pants. It's your choice. For the arms, yes, it can stick, it can be uncomfortable, but for the legs, it's fine. It doesn't bother me too much. So boxers will do the job, and if you noticed, I have little Labradors on my boxers. I'm always thinking about my dog, the loyal intern. Let's move on. Here we go. My arms feel heavy. He's here. There we go. Let's zip it up. There we go, the little zipper, and there we go, we're good, we're all set. Gloves, mask. Now goggles aren't mandatory, but you can wear them if you want, but the mask, I think that's really the most important thing. So this outfit, I really wear it to remove the old insulation, and I'll keep it for the new one, but usually the new one makes me itch. I don't feel any itching, but my throat, yeah, that really gets to me, so the mask is definitely a must. Okay, let's go, we're heading up to the attic and we're removing the old stuff. So, if you like my videos, the best way to support me is to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell to get new videos, and give a big thumbs up. You can also follow me on Instagram by subscribing. I regularly post photos and videos. Second piece of glass wool removed, and already we find the little critters. So it looks more like a dormouse than a mouse. It's really small. You can see my hand next to it, and the droppings are right there. Such a tiny creature that makes so much noise at night. It's unbelievable. And that thing runs all over the place. In the middle of the night, 3 a.m., it makes a hell of a racket. So here we have a second little creature right here, which is much bigger than its friend from earlier. So mouse, dormouse, whatever. All I know is that it keeps me from sleeping at night, and maybe it's not over yet. There might be more. All the rolls of glass wool are here. I'm going to take everything down, truck, dump, but the number of mouse droppings you can find is really impressive. They're everywhere. All the black spots you can see are mouse droppings, for example. I've got a real little nest here, so the mice. I found two, one here, another over there. I thought I'd find more, so two is already very good. At least I'm not doing all this for nothing. I knew there were some, but like I said, the mouse droppings. Now I have to clean and vacuum everything. We'll install new fiberglass insulation that won't attract pests. So I'm going to go get that. I'll probably get URSA because at least I know that one doesn't attract pests. The others, I don't know. I had replaced some in another part of the house and never had pest issues. But here, as I said, we need to clean up because it's honestly a mess. I don't know if you realize it, but it's impressive. You see, there's some everywhere. I've got them all over. It's really, really wow. She's really going at it. I don't know what she's eating, but she's making a lot of poop. And a third little one for good measure, which was just under the fiberglass, right where the nest I showed you is. Earlier, I was wondering, what's that stain? So I got closer, and well, there you go. She's been dead a while, but we have 3 mice, so there are likely more. They're everywhere. I think there's a small invasion happening. I need to check all areas, but for now, just this one. I'm putting my boards and boxes back. I'll do another area and I'll find more. A quick vacuum. I'm going...
Patch. Alors c'est pas grave, on laisse ça comme ça, l'électricité c'est pareil. Je referai tout quand on aménagera les combles. Là pour l'instant ce qui m'importe c'est de bien nettoyer, c'est fait.
Now we'll get clean fiberglass insulation, unroll it, and we're ready. I'm happy now because I cleaned everything well, though some stains won't come off. I can't help with that, and scrubbing everything is pointless, so I won't do it. There are no more mouse droppings now, which is definitely better. So that's it. That's a little trick if you have a lot of rolls of fiberglass to cut. Here I have 5 to cut. I can manage with the measuring tape. The middle, that is 60. But if you have a lot, you take a leftover rafter, a leftover board, cut it to 60, put in 2 screws, and put that at the end. And you have the middle. That saves you from having to measure and hold the tape every time. So I went to get some fiberglass insulation. I cut everything in the workshop. It's easier than cutting it in the attic. Originally, they're 1.20 meter wide. I cut them in half to get 0.60. Everything is up there. We just have to unroll it. I'll show you the little label that goes with it. We're definitely looking at 300 mm thickness, 2.60 m length, 1.20 m width, lambda of 0.40 m, thermal resistance of 7.50 m. So this Ursa thermoacoustic, it's resistant to pests. They're not going to get in there. Besides, I don't even know what pleasure they get from rolling around in fiberglass. Honestly, I'm glad I'm not a rodent. I've put the outfit back on. We'll add gloves and a mask, go unroll it and finish. I have a sauna idea if you want to sweat, the attic, a hot summer, and an anti-fiberglass suit. That's paradise. My clothes are soaked, like I showered in them. It's actually pleasant. I don't usually sweat much, but you can probably tell now. I'm dripping like this just to say I've installed 30 cm thick fiberglass insulation, which is perfect for me. It's just to have some thermal insulation while I work on the floor and modify the framework. The real insulation will be at the roof level. But you can see that the 30 cm comes up to the same level as the 40 cm that was installed when the house was built. So it really settled over time. I could have reused it. Some people will tell me you shouldn't throw away glass wool, it can be reused. But we saw there were mice, they definitely made tunnels in the glass wool. There's no point in putting it back just for the mice to come back and ruin the new one. What I really want is to clean each area thoroughly and remove the old glass wool. Because I'm sure there are mouse tunnels in there. So there's no point in mixing new glass wool with the old one just for the mice to come back. I'm putting my mask back on because I can feel it starting to itch. And then we keep going. It's done. I covered about 15 square meters. Doing this in summer is really tough. It's hotter than before. You should do this in the spring or fall. Ideally, the temperatures are milder and you sweat a lot less. For those curious, the white cable on the ground is from the old satellite dish installation. I'll see when I redo the floor whether I keep it or cut it all off. We'll see about that. For now, I just want to go jump in the pool, maybe for the first time. By the way, I need to talk about the pool project. I'm going to give Tahiti Douche a big kiss and hug. I deserve it and everything will be fine. Well, the shower is done. Honestly, it feels so good. A nice cold shower after being so hot in the attic. Long live Tahiti Douche. So, did you understand what to do in case of a mouse invasion in the attic? Remove the insulation, vacuum thoroughly, clean everything, and put in new insulation that doesn't attract pests. So, I could have put out bait, but I didn't since this wool doesn't attract pests. In another part of the house, we had water damage, a big yellow stain on the ceiling. I threw out the wool, replaced it with this same wool that doesn't attract pests, and I've never been bothered by rodent noises. For those who saw the bathroom episode, it's the same wool I used in the bathroom ceiling, so if you're wondering, the bathroom isn't abandoned at all. The weather is nice, so I'm working outside. Plus, there were the holidays. Let's get to the pool project. It's been on my mind for a while. These are projects you can also find on YouTube, so it's really simple. You just have to take an above ground pool and bury it. If some of you have already done this kind of project, let me know in the comments if it lasts over time, if it's doable or not. Just tell me what you think. Every summer, I enjoy setting up a new above ground pool, but I leave it up because taking it down and storing it is a hassle. I sell it directly, so I sell the pool, the sterilizer, the sand filter, the pump, the whole package. The water that's in the pool, I pour it back into the well tank that I emptied in the spring and then in the summer. After a few weeks, I can use the pool water to water the garden. And the following summer, I buy another pool, pump, sand filter, salt sterilizer. So even though it's getting hotter every summer, I'm not in a region where you absolutely need a pool. Personally, I'll only use it for about a month each year. But you have to admit, it's nice to have one. So, Setting up a pool and taking it down every summer, I don't do that. Like I said, I just sell it right away. But now I'd really like to have a permanent one, set it up and not touch it anymore, so I don't. There's no reason to spend 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 or even 50,000 euros on a pool if you only use it for 1 month each year. Whereas I can have the same thing, let's say a 10 by 5 meter pool for a budget of around 5,000 or 6,000 euros. So the idea is to get a 10 by 5 meter pool from Bestway or Intex, whatever the brand, dig a hole and bury the pool. An above ground 10 by 5 meter pool costs 1,500 euros. I can add to that a heat pump, accessories like skimmers, and at most it will cost me 5,000 or 6,000 euros. So, normally you're not supposed to bury an above ground pool, or only halfway at most, but as for me, I want to bury it completely and leave a walkway all around the pool. In case of any work, so a digger, gravel, sand, geotextile, and even extruded polystyrene slabs to have a nice flat and especially comfortable floor, and then gravel all around the extruded polystyrene slabs. So that rainwater can seep into the ground. Of course, the earth walls will need to be reinforced, but that's nothing complicated. Some beams, tar, pillars to support the beams, and that's it. It's similar to a wooden structure pool, but in my case, the liner never touches the wood. The advantage of saving money on the pool is that I'll be able to set aside a budget for the terrace all around and the technical room. And around the terrace, I'll be able to leave myself access in case I need to do any work. If the liner is damaged, I can easily replace it. So why choose a traditional pool when I can make one for less, especially if I only use it 1 month a year? So, the drawbacks, because there are drawbacks, are that it's not a real solid pool. I can't jump in and make huge splashes like in a real pool. There won't be any stairs. I'll either have to make one out of stainless steel or use V10 panels and concrete. I do have a little idea, but there won't be real stairs. You have to build them afterwards. On the other hand, the advantages are that it's quick and easy to set up. The ground can shift and the pool won't crack. And it's not taxable since I can take everything apart. It's an above ground pool that's just buried. Another advantage is that if we sell the house and the new owner doesn't want a pool, there's no need to bring out a jackhammer and remove concrete. You just have to take apart the pool, remove the beams, fill it back in, and that's it. So feel free to let me know if you have this kind of pool at home, or if you know someone who has done this kind of project. I'd really be curious to hear your feedback. By the way, regarding the above ground pool I have in the garden, I bought something really simple. It costs 20 euros. I'll put the link in the description and a few pictures as examples. It's an above ground skimmer that creates a whirlpool, so it sucks up all the dead leaves and dead insects. And since I got it, I don't use the net in the pool at all anymore. And honestly, the water is always clean. Since I installed this above ground skimmer, I don't clean the pool at all anymore. Well, now you know everything about the attic, the glass wool, the mice, and the pool. We'll see each other again very soon for the next part of the work. I really want to thank you for watching this video. Take care of yourself and enjoy your vacation if you're on one.